name's Dean. I'll be your host today. Wolfpack, welcome back. Happy to have you along for the ride here. And I've got some interesting things, actually some things that I was supposed to put in yesterday's video that I got kind of caught up in my own world and left out. But there's some pretty cool things as far as influencers go. I'm seeing some positive things in the fundamentals, and I'll be sharing that with you today. At the end of the video, we'll have a little bit of an update on what's going on with the jelly bean jar for those of you who got in on that very first of the month. And we'll look at rewards today. So let's jump into it here with just a quick update on what's going on in Saitama Stacker land here. This is a little bit early, but as you see there behind me, snow, which the flowers there are not appreciating. Usually by the end of October, we get pretty cold, but wasn't really prepared for this morning. So hopefully just a kind of a shot across the bow and we'll get back to some warmer temperatures. But hey, let's dig into fundamentals. If you're new to the channel, please know these videos aren't made for financial advice, but rather for informational purposes and community building around Saitama token. So please do your own research to decide whether or not Saitama token is right for you, for your investment portfolio. So the current volume for Saitama, $9,388,000 in the last 24 hours. And fully diluted market cap, $1,401,900,000. I'm getting punchy. All right, let's take a look. I pulled some additional information that's not populating in the Saitama website right now from CoinMarketCap and Dex.io. So when we look at what's going on, this holder count is something that I'm finding really encouraging. So big news, Saitama broke over 65,000 holders. But from yesterday to today, we've added almost 2,100 holders when I was, at the time I pulled the information to make the video. So 2,099, that's the highest increase in holders that we've had since our big bull run almost 2 weeks ago. So we're going to keep watching that trend. Now, the day before it's showing 1,977, but that was actually a 2-day count because I skipped one day when I did my appeal to the SHIB army. So I think that's a positive sign. We'll just see where that continues to take us. From yesterday to today, our market cap is kind of consolidating, just trading sidewards, but at a nice price point. So hopefully that's a good sign that we're creating a strong support level and preparing to move up as we get these new catalysts coming in, which we're going to talk about today. Again, there's the volume, about $9 million, which is pretty solid for where we've been. And the burn continues at 59.39%. Now, I've had some really good questions about the burn. I did a pretty comprehensive video about that about a week and a half ago. It was called a deep dive into the burn mechanics. If you haven't seen that yet and you're comfortable with Saitama and what's going on with all these moving parts, it might be an interesting one for you to watch. But I'm tracking this burn to try to figure out how long is it going to take us to whittle this token count down to where we really have a small enough volume of tokens that we can get the price up there to minimize the zeros after the decimal. So it's a fascinating conversation. And if you haven't seen it, take a look at that, but we'll probably revisit it here in the next week or so. Okay, so yeah, fundamentals looking good. I think this holder count is a big deal, and we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully that trend continues. One of the best things we can do to grow the token is to grow the community. And so as we continue to push that holder count up, it's more people who can pool their resources to drive the market cap and also the price higher. So very, very interesting stuff. So what might be some of the things attracting new holders to Saitama right now? Well, let's start with what I was going to mention yesterday in my video. So when I was perusing Twitter, I happened to come across, and many of you may have already seen this. Here's one from today that we'll look at, but down here below, there are two gentlemen, and I'm quite frankly not very well, I guess, acquainted with the rap community. But these two gentlemen you see on the screen are Rick Ross and Willie D. And I did a little bit of research on them. These guys in this video, if you haven't seen it, they're talking about Saitama. So Rick Ross is talking about how his buddy Willie D is talking to him about crypto, and Willie D actually drops the Saitama plug in their video here. So worthwhile, if you go to Saitama Guru on Twitter, you'll find that link, and it's fun to watch. But if you're like me and you actually had to Google some people, let me just tell you a little more about these gentlemen. So Rick Ross actually signed with Def Jam Records, which is Jay-Z's label, at one point in time, and has had 98 million views on YouTube. He has almost 300 million subscribers, 285 million subscribers. Okay, so this is somebody who's definitely got some sway out there. And if he's coming on board with the Saitama Wolfpack, could really do some big things. The other gentleman in the video is Willie D. Willie D has almost 700,000 YouTube subscribers. So imagine the kind of publicity that these gentlemen could create around Saitama if they truly get excited about the project. There's also a picture with Russell, the COO of Saitama. That's also Saitama Guru, synonymous. Russell, he is the Saitama Guru, but with Willie D. So he met with Willie D, talked to him about the project and got him excited about it. And Willie is saying he's on board in that video. So I think that is super exciting. Another major catalyst is we know we're going to be listed on a major exchange. We know it's Bitmart. So I'll give you the information on that. But before I do, just to show you who Bitmart is, here is a list of the current top 10 crypto exchanges, the centralized exchanges. And you can see that Bitmart is number 7, right behind Coinbase Pro. So we know there are also 2 additional central exchanges coming on board, or major exchanges, 2 other top 10 exchanges. But Bitmart, number 7, is on board with 1.52 billion in volume daily. Okay, this is that's nuts to me, those kind of numbers. Very impressive. So what's the story with Bitmart? Okay, this is off their website. Bitmart lists Saitama, and what we know is you'll be able to deposit money, Saitama, to Bitmart on the 17th. So 10/17. On the 18th, trading will go live, and on the 19th, you'll be able to withdraw funds. So it'll be fully up and running by the 19th, a week from tomorrow. So that is super exciting. Okay, this is the first of what we hope to be many expanding opportunities for people to buy Saitama. Now, I keep getting questions. The audience is growing and growing, and the new holders to Saitama are starting to find this community, the Stacker community, and they're asking me about how they can buy. Well, these central exchanges, Bitmart, next week, you'll be able to buy there, and that will simplify things quite a little bit. But if you go to the SaitamaToken.com website, there is a buy tab, and that will walk you through how you can purchase both in the what they call the DeFi space and the centralized finance space. So here are several central exchanges. L Bank is the one I hear people use most often. They do say on the website the best way to purchase is in the DeFi space. And if you scroll down, you'll see exactly what that is. They give a step-by-step on how to create a wallet, buy Ethereum, and then swap that for Saitama on Uniswap. So that's how I purchased mine. I use the Coinbase wallet, but I've also used the Trust wallet, and I know people use MetaMask wallet. We will also have the Saitamask wallet in November. That launches November 13th. It will be our own DeFi wallet with a bunch of extra features. And again, as far as catalysts go, in my opinion right now, that is probably the number one catalyst that you buying now are way ahead of the curve. This is still super early, but before all of these big things are hitting. the major exchanges, Saitamask. So if you're looking to buy, I also did a tutorial video about 2 weeks ago. So just look down through my video feed. It says tutorial on how to buy Saitama. I wish you the best if you're trying to do that. Now, do know if you're buying in the DeFi exchanges, the gas fees are quite high right now. So you want to make sure the value proposition makes sense. What I mean by the value proposition is if you're going to invest $50 and it's $50 in fees, that doesn't make sense. You'd have to double your money just to break even, not counting when you're going to sell in the future, additional potential fees. So usually in the evening, the price of the fees goes down. So for me, I live in the mountain time zone. Between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. seem to be the best times for fees, but it's just really the busier the Ethereum blockchain is, the worse those fees seem to be. So buying in off hours seems to lower those fee prices. And of course, if the fees are just too exorbitant, give it a week. You'll be able to buy it on Bitmart, and the fees in those centralized exchanges are considerably lower, but it doesn't work exactly the same way. So there are advantages and disadvantages, and we can do that in a whole other video. Okay. Before we wrap it up, I wanted to give a quick update on the Jelly Bean Jar. So for those of you who are brand new to the channel, you won't be able to participate. But at the beginning of October, we had 3 days where we had the viewers guess how many holders they thought there would be by Halloween. I have all of those guesses compiled into a spreadsheet. And so far, with 65,000 holders, we've knocked out 13 guesses out of about 430 guesses. So, Richie-sama 119, you're next on the list to go down here, and I don't think you're going to hold out because the holders are growing too fast, which is awesome. This is exactly what we're hoping for. But it'll be exciting as we get closer. We'll check back on this every couple days and see who's getting looks like they've got a real shot at winning the prize, which is 20 billion Saitama tokens. All right. To finalize this video today, let's take a quick look at rewards. I will normally just show my my Coinbase wallet just to give you guys a demonstration and a little bit of transparency. I'm still holding my Saitama. Currently have 1,133,269,002,667 Saitama tokens, which, if we look at the Saitama Stacker tracker, is an increase over yesterday's token count of 102,288,900 tokens. So I've been tracking this since August 31st. I have received 9,526,000 tokens. Man, my math today, my math has been 9,526,000,000 tokens. At current prices, that has a value of $133 in just rewards since August 31st to present. If you'd like to track your own tokens, there's a link in the description for the Stacker tracker. All you have to do is click the link, then click File, make a copy, rename it, and save it, and that copy is yours. It will be unlocked for your use. If you try to use the copy in the link, it's locked out. So you got to make a copy first. All right, folks, hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope it's warmer where you are than where I am. And have a blessed night. Check back with me tomorrow. We'll watch our stacks grow together.